Hi, welcome back. This video is for Monday, and it will be a video on questions that I'm going to ask myself. So here it goes. Okay, so questions to myself. The first one is, what was my favorite children's book? I didn't have one. I was one of those kids that taught themselves how to read. And so my mother would come and pick me up from school and would find me with a book literally like this up to my face. And I would be walking, and she still wonders how I got away with that. I didn't run into anybody. I didn't hit anybody. I knew where I was going. I knew which path to take. I didn't fall. I didn't whatever. Even though I couldn't see in 2 feet in front of me because of that book, I could still make it to my mother's car. So, that should answer your question just a little, maybe. Um, when I was a kid, I loved to read. I constantly read. So, if I did have a favorite book, it probably got drowned out with all the other books that I constantly read. So, I don't know if I have one. The next question is, what type of kid was I? Was I spoiled, rebellious, well behaved, quiet, obnoxious, etc.? My mother, actually, my father thinks that I'm spoiled because my grandparents would not allow them to punish me or Caroline, which is my older sister, and they wouldn't allow them to punish us at all. We got candy from them. We got all kinds of stuff. So obviously we were spoiled in that respect. I was rebellious when I was a teenager, not so much as a kid. You could have some people would have considered me well behaved as a kid. I was quiet, shy, and anybody who tried to make friends with me, it took forever because I have trust issues. I had them when I was born, I had them when I was growing up. So it's not something that just popped out of nowhere. The next one is, what I miss about being a kid. Growing up in the firehouse. My father, or my father figure, as I should say, considering my real father is an ass, but my father figure was a firefighter. She would take me and Caroline to the fire station, and that's basically where we spent most of our time. I learned how to roll up fire hoses and learned how to scrape paint off the bay floor, as well as sit on the ambulance back of the ambulance somewhat. Um, we were never allowed to ride in it, obviously, but when it just sat there, we used the back of it as a seat all the time. And so that was our playroom. We used the whole fire station as our playroom. But normally, when there were runs or something, we weren't allowed there. We weren't allowed to be there because no one else would be there unless in weird situations I was made to stay there with some people while my father figure went on her runs, and she worked not only as a firefighter but also as a paramedic and an EMT. She's retired now, but that's where I spent most of my time, and I kind of actually miss it. Okay, next one is least favorite school subject: math. Can't do math. Anybody who knows me will know and figure out that I have horrible problems with numbers. Um, to anyone who is dyslexic, think of it, instead of letters, think of it with numbers, and you have what I have. Um, I don't have any problems reading. None of the letters rearrange themselves, but you put numbers in front of me and they rearrange themselves, and it's very difficult for me to do math problems. Even simple adding problems are a problem because they rearrange themselves, obviously, and I never get the same answer. Never get the same answer twice. Okay, next one is most favorite school subject, choir. I love to sing. You'll never hear me sing on this because I'm very shy and it just won't happen. Next one is least favorite job. I took this question because it was a reflection on who I am as an adult now. My least favorite job is fast food. I absolutely cannot stand working fast food or restaurants. However, at this current point in time, I'm currently working at a restaurant because I have rent to pay and I don't want to move back in with my parents. Sorry. Next one is ever been in love? I have. If you've heard any other videos I've posted, the other videos I've mentioned is I waited 8 years on one guy who ended up breaking my heart off and on forever throughout those 8 years. And so I finally gave up on him. Now I'm still in love with him, but there's not much I can do about that. I'm currently trying to move on because I know that being with him isn't good for me because it's obvious he doesn't want me. Next one is, do I like long hair or short hair on a guy? I absolutely love long hair on a guy. To me, that makes them look incredibly sexy, and I just love it. Plus, it's more to grab onto. Anyway, next one is favorite actor. When I was growing up, it was Leonardo DiCaprio, mainly for his role as playing uh, Jack on Titanic. That was my thing. I loved him. Also, I had another movie with him in it that really got me turned on to him. Um, Romeo and Juliet, based off of actual, like, Shakespeare, I think. Yeah, Shakespeare. Anyway, so my favorite actor now, I don't really have one. I'm not really that picky. So, next one is favorite movie. Um, don't really just have one. So, I'll name off a few. Red Dawn, Lost Boys, Purple Rain, which is a Prince movie, by the way, for those that don't know. Um, Stealth, that's a good movie. Harry Potter, all of it, the books included. Um, and Practical Magic, as well as, well, I don't remember the rest of them. But the next one is last movie I watched. The last movie I watched as of right now is Red Dawn. The new one, not the old one. Apparently, there's an old one that I have not seen. So every time I mention the movie Red Dawn, do not think I'm mentioning the old one. I've never seen it. I own the very new one uh, that has nothing to do with the old one, I guess. I don't know. Considering I've never seen it. Whatever. Next one is, who do I look up to? To be perfectly honest, and even though I probably shouldn't say this on a video, considering she'll probably end up watching it at some point, my sister is who I look up to. Now, me and her fight like cats and dogs. She is my sister. She's older than me. She's gotten a hell of a lot more accomplished than I have, and I quite realize that she has gotten more done than I have, and she's worked her ass off for half of what she's been doing. So, that is the person I look up to. The next one is, do I sleep with a stuffed animal? I do. Not every night because sometimes I don't want to hold anything and sometimes I do. So it just kind of depends on the mood I'm in. Next one is, do I believe that people are inherently good? No. Nor do I believe that they are inherently evil. I believe that they can be both. I believe people as a species can be both good and evil. So that just kind of goes against the whole inherently thing theory because inherently means that it's passed on. It's not really, you can't do that because it, no, just no. Next one is favorite. The game I currently own is Monopoly, and it is my all time fucking favorite game, and I absolutely love it. So that was the video. Questions that I looked up and wrote down for what I wanted. Um, I ran out of ideas at this current point in time. I am working today at 10 a.m. to 4, so I don't know when I'll be able to actually post this video, but we'll see. So until next time, I will see you guys next time, obviously, and goodbye.